Hey, as we continue to learn how to study the Bible, one of the questions I get asked all the time is, what do I study in the Bible? Because there's a lot of stuff there. You just want me to read the whole thing? And what I recommend is that you definitely start in a specific place. You're going to get to the whole thing eventually, but I recommend you start in the New Testament for sure. Now, this is just sort of Bible 101. When you first start reading the Bible, you'll learn that there is a Old Testament and a New Testament. There is an old contract with God, and there is a new contract with God. The old contract, the Old Testament, was actually a contract that God had with the Jewish people. It doesn't really have anything to do with anybody that wasn't Jewish, but it is an important foundation for the New Testament. The old contract was built on laws and rules and execution of those laws and rules by his people. The New Testament is available for everyone. It is anything that anybody can come to and have a relationship with God through the New Testament, and it is based on faith. In other words, if you have the faith, the want to, the desire to follow God, He's done everything by dying on the cross and raising from the dead. Now, we live under the New Testament, and these testaments could not be more different. They are in staunch contrast to each other, but they work together. The New Testament builds off of the Old Testament. So, I recommend starting in the covenant that we live in, which is the New Testament. I recommend reading the Gospels or the epistles, books like James or Romans, and they give you really practical advice and understanding about what it means to be a Christian. Now, they're going to make many references to the Old Testament, and so eventually you're going to get back to the Old Testament and begin to read it. But I definitely recommend starting in the New Testament because that's the covenant we live under.